Welcome to the RC Roundtable podcast, where we discuss the latest RC hobby news, events, model reviews, and a whole lot more.
Fitz, you're on the quiet side. Can you check your mic or check your input, because it's a little on the soft. We want to hear your...
We're hearing all the rustling, so it's definitely that mic engaged. All right.
So where were we?
That's a good question.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about how we're going to have conversations about the government tonight.
Yeah, we're just in a preamble.
Yeah. And how does that saying go? I think it applies to the FAA, but we're not happy until you're not happy. Today's a great example of that.
I think the question here is, how often does the FCC get involved in this? Like, it's just like through a random department.
Yeah, really.
And worth noting, well, never mind. Let's put a pin in that, and we'll come back and say all the things that are just bursting inside of us.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Should we start something a little more happier first?
Strong feelings. Just squish them down. All right. Let's talk about happy, shiny rainbow things.
Peace and long life.
Yeah.
We will talk about logical discussion on RC models.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So where are we starting?
You have the list there, buddy.
All right. So you were harping on me. I'm going to start myself. So one of the reasons why we were delayed is I just got back from a nice long trip, and boy, my arm's tired.
That's not how that joke goes, but okay.
Okay. Anyways, so I was ironically, where I was at December 7th, the anniversary of December 7th, I was cavorting with the enemy over in Japan. Mm-hmm. And it actually turned out to be more interesting than I thought. So I had another work trip over to the Land and Rising Sun. Had a good old time. Actually spent a couple extra days cavorting around, and I actually had a couple of pictures. So I can pull them up real quick. Open this up here, and there's a share thing, right? Share screen.
They might have taken that away since last time we used it. We don't know.
Can you see that?
Oh, we see it.
All right. So you're probably wondering what the hell this is?
Yes.
So I was wondering what it was too. Can you tell? Can you kick a guess? Oh, wait, there's a spoiler. Crap.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Are they props?
They looked like props. They looked like something out of Star Trek, the old Star Trek series.
Yeah, not propellers for those listening.
Yeah, like movie props.
Yeah.
They could be movie props. They're actually salt and pepper shakers. Well, actually salt and pepper dispensers. The things that, can you see the mouse?
Yes.
Okay, so these are buttons. You press down on these. In fact, this one's slightly depressed for some reason. And it spits out a little bit of salt or a little bit of pepper. And they looked awesome. They were the coolest looking salt and pepper shakers I have ever seen. I even asked them, where did you get these? And they're like, we don't know. So I found some on, I think, eBay or something, and so they're on their way, because I thought they were the coolest. They're like all machined. I should have copied the picture. They're all machined metal, steel with a little window. I just nerded out on them. So okay, you probably ask me, why is this on this show? I don't know. They're just cool. So.
See, my take is they're CO2 cartridge salt and pepper shakers.
600 PSI.
Exactly.
They look like
you dial it down and just, how much pepper do you want? Kapoof.
There's a cloud of pepper.
What's it like when you throw the entire cartridge at
It actually worked pretty good. It was just enough. I just nerded out over them.
Oh my gosh.
It literally
That's how we start the show. Salt and pepper shakers.
Salt and pepper shakers. They literally look like something Dr. McCoy would pull out of his bag to scan the alien with. So there's Japan.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised that they don't have trouble with them getting stolen all the time.
It's Japan. Nothing gets stolen there.
Well, I guess, yeah. Because I remember hearing a story about Rainforest Cafe or someplace like that, and they had these unique salt and pepper shakers. Maybe they were shaped like animals or something. They said constantly they were always gone, having to replace them. And so they finally just went with something normal. But that was here in the States. So different kind of problems.
Totally different culture. This is a culture where you could leave your wallet on the train, and somebody finds it, they'll take it to the police or lost and found for you without taking anything. There's numerous stories about stuff like that happening.
That's very cool.
So anyways, enough about salt and pepper shaker. I just thought I'd throw that in. So any guess what this is?
Is that you did give us a teaser. Is that the hobby shop that you talked about?
That is a hobby shop, yes.
Looks like a house, though.
The top part, I think it is a house.
Okay.
So we were, me and a coworker, we had an extra day to kind of hang around, do some stuff. So we decided to go to some little town way out in the countryside. Well, not way out in the countryside, but a bit in the countryside. And see some, it was a fairly popular destination for the locals. Not really that many foreigners there, but it was a neat place, a bunch of temples kind of up in the mountains and stuff. And I just said, I wonder if there's a hobby shop or something up there. And lo and behold, there was. And it was was on our way to a destination we were walking to. So it was like hardly any way out of our path to get there. So my coworker entertained me. He said, let's go check out this little hobby shop. And it was a lot like that one in England where you go in and you can barely move around.
The door doesn't even open?
At least the door opened on this one, but there wasn't much inside. I took a few pictures, but maybe I'll, I don't know if I copied them all over. But it was an old guy. There was a guy there that probably was in World War II. He was really old in there, but it was very nice. He spoke a little bit of English, but between my Japanese and his English, we were okay. And it was mostly plastic models, but there were a couple hidden stuff. I pulled out the camera, and there was a couple RC planes there in the back. Something called it was an indoor plane. There was a garden Cessna, it was called. So little electric stuff that was kind of neat in the back corner, a parasail. I couldn't get close enough to touch them because the path was blocked off with stuff. So I just whipped out the phone and zoomed in a little bit. But I thought it was kind of cool. You had a few small RC stuff, and of course some Kyosho boats and some Tamiya cars. You can see there's a Thundershot or something RC car, just some random stuff.
Wait,
it was mostly
zoom in on that boat, the Kyosho boat.
Yeah, is this the boat you were talking about last show?
I mean, just from that box, it looks like the same thing as Zigzag Racer.
Yeah.
So maybe it all comes out of the same factory. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. What's it called? X-Turn or something X-Turn?
Yeah, X-Turn.
All right, I'm going to write that down. I've got research to do. Carry on.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was mostly plastic models, but there was some pictures. I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, I guess I didn't take a picture of the other side. I had some other pictures of the inside, but it's all plastic. Excuse me, sorry. Got a hiccup. But I thought that was kind of neat to see what kind of RC models they had. These look old. I didn't even know the company names on these things. Are just...
Those look like a lot of Union model things.
Yeah, maybe they are, because I didn't really quite see. They weren't a normal Kyosho or anything. So they're probably very old. One was like $150. They weren't all that cheap either.
20,000 yen?
20,000, yeah.
What does that translate to?
Divided by 7.
Okay, so like 3,000.
No. Oh, here, I'll tell you 1 second. Let me check my watch here. My calculator. So it's 20,000 divided by 130 bucks.
Oh, wow. That's not cheap.
No, it's not. That's why the picture was enough.
Okay.
Let's see. So another wacky Japanese thing, the Meat Pig Cafe. You can guess what's inside there?
I know.
Yeah, it says on the bottom there. Yes, little piglets. You can sit there and play with piglets for however $20 or whatever. And they were walking around. I had a video, but I didn't show it. But there's little piglets and piggies that you can sit down and play with.
Oh,
because
so
Japan.
It's not like a seafood restaurant where you pick out your lobster?
No, that's the other.
Okay.
No, you don't eat them. Not that I know of. Okay. That's the extra. That's the happy ending package.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what's the restaurant next door? Maybe that'll tell you.
The pork cafes next door.
That's the happy ending package, I'm sure.
So this was neat. Also, this was. You can tell what this is, right? This is
it's a boat.
It's a ship. It is a World War I battleship.
Oh, wow. Okay.
that was out as a museum. This is a bit outside of Tokyo, but I discovered that this existed. It was you can actually go on. I went on and walked around. It had a really nice display. This was an actual ship that fought in World War One. Well, not World War One. I'm sorry, it's pre-World War One. So this was when the Japanese had a naval battle or naval war, really, with Russia in 1905, and this was one of the flagships of that battle and war, and it survived, and it's turned into a museum. It's really, really neat. Battle cruiser or dreadnought, I guess maybe they called them at the time. So I saw that, and that was really neat. They had a nice display, walk around inside. It was some parts were pretty ornate. They had some simulators and souvenirs and stuff. I almost bought a model of it, but I decided, I already got my suitcases already packed with models.
What? Oh, okay, I can see you traveling back, but I've never heard you turn down a model because you have too many models.
Well, the logistics of it was, trust me, we'll get into that. So I was at a...
hold on, not so fast.
What?
I'm a little bit surprised that was there because my understanding is towards the end of World War II, the U.S. was running out of bombs or running out of things to drop bombs on. Like there just weren't many targets left. So if that was out in the open, you would think it would have been a target at some point.
Maybe they didn't care about it.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway.
Of use anymore. Wait, not even pre-World War One. Excuse me, I keep saying World War One. It's pre-World War One. So even by World War One, it was probably obsolete, much less World War Two. Well, so maybe they just missed it. Yeah, but you got a point, maybe, because they did firebomb Tokyo and that kind of stuff. So maybe it just was missed.
Yeah.
It did get some extensive rebuild and stuff. So I think during World War II, it didn't look like this. It's probably kind of just a beat-up Hulk. And maybe it did get damaged. There were some pictures of it. They looked like it had extensive restoration. So I can't say that it wasn't damaged. It probably may have been, actually.
Do you remember the name of it? I can add this to my research.
Yeah, it's called the Mikasa.
Okay.
Yeah, the Mikasa. Yeah, look it up. Apparently it was a notable ship during the war. If you're not familiar, Japan and Russia were in a fighting war around 1904, 1905. And they won. The Japanese won. They beat back the Russians enough that they had a peace treaty or whatever. But and that's sort of the beginning of the Japanese rise to power in the modern era.
It's so crazy because Russia's so big, Japan's so tiny. It's like David and Goliath. But
it was David and Goliath, definitely. But they laid a smackdown on a Russian fleet, and they became a world power after that. They kept going. So yeah, look at that. It was pretty neat. It was neat. I didn't show a picture, but inside they had a display of some more models. They had notable ships of history. And they had the British ship, I think it was HMS Victory, and they had the American ship, the Constitution, sailing ship, which I thought was interesting. Really, really nice model of it too, big one.
Isn't that still around? They keep that in Boston, maybe?
Yes, in Boston. Yeah.
Okay.
And and I think these ships are largely British technology at the time, back because they were allies until World War II. Japan was allies to the West. In World War I, they were allies and that kind of stuff. So, all right. So I went to a place, you can see it in the background, called Mandarake. And this was outside of Tokyo a little bit. I forgot the city. And I was in a train shop. And I was about to leave, and I see this. I'm like, and there was some guy about to put it in a bag. Somebody bought it. Can you tell what this is?
No.
This is...
Looks like a crowbar or something.
Lee?
No.
This is the pickup from, I think they call them pentagrams. So the electric trains have the little contactor that sticks up that hits the wires above it for power. Okay. And this is one of those things, the store had one for sale, and somebody bought it. It was big. I mean, it was probably 5 feet long. And I just was walking, I was like, wait a minute, is that what I think it is? And so it was funny enough that the store had one, and then some Japanese guy was buying it. So like, what the hell are you going to do with that thing? But yeah, it's a big solid piece of metal. So it was not light, but I just thought that was hilarious that somebody's a collector or something. I guess it'd make a cool man cave thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting. So I
conversation
went.
piece.
Oh yeah. This model shop, I think, specialized in trains. Had a lot of different train stuff. So I ended up picking up a model train of one of the trains I went on. I went to another shop, model shop, and as I was leaving outside, not even connected to the shop, just sitting up by itself, was this display of models. And they had, I think this is an RC tank. It was big. It was like 12 scale, 14 scale, whatever, and some other dioramas and stuff. I think I got another picture, and it's right there. It was just kind of sitting outside by itself. I said, well, that's because this is not the model shop. This is just like some convenience store or something.
Yeah.
The model shop was actually upstairs, a couple floors up, way away, but maybe he had a little display case just for stuff. I thought it was kind of neat. Oh, is that it? Okay, well, that's it for the show and tell of the pictures.
You told me there was a special model.
Yes, it's right here, sitting next to me.
Okay. You didn't forget about it.
I didn't forget about it. How do I stop sharing here? Oh, thank you, Lee. So a couple things. I did stop off. I got, of course, another RC Modeler magazine from Japan.
Nice. Can you read it?
Radiocon. Which one? It says Radiocon. Radio Control.
Okay.
Radiocon.
Well, that was my question. If you can read that text.
Yeah, some of it. Some of the
right.
kanji is a little. I might have to look up, but they call it Radio Control, Radiocon, Radio Controller, but it's shortened and Japanified. It was an F4 scale, something. I can't quite read it. But anyway, I always try to pick up I can find them in the bookstore. It's just kind of, it's neat to see. Oh, wow, there's a. I didn't even see that Back to the Future DeLorean in there. But they're really cool. The Japanese model magazines are neat because they tend to be more technical than ours. They'll put up a sailboat. It's supposed to be here are some planes, and so they'll talk about models and things. But they'll go into. I mean, here's a guy pulling out a whole bunch of different information about CAD work on a wing. You'll sometimes see lift drag charts. Oh, there's some nice models of flying. So the Japanese do fly somewhere. One of these days I'll find a flying field. Doing aerobatics. So they're neat just to look at what their take on models and what's things that are sold there and whatnot. But, and they even had, this was interesting. You might find this interesting, Lee. They have a section on vintage controllers.
Oh, nice.
And you can see some American stuff in there.
Is there a Heath kit in there?
One kind of looks like a Heath kit. I don't think those are Heath kits.
I don't know.
Anyways, but some of these look like radios. I mean, they literally look like transistor radios.
Yeah, they do.
But anyways, and I did pick up a model I've been looking for a while, a Block 60 F16. Okay. So this means this was the last project I worked on back when I worked at Lockheed. This particular version, and I've been kind of jonesing for one for a while. So anyways, so let me start with a little story. Something very interesting happened on my way to the meeting, or during the meeting. So anyways, we usually have what we call a social. So we'll all get together one night during the week and kind of go out to a restaurant. And
sake. Got it.
There was sake there, yes. I might have tried a little, but in the project I'm working on, we had a big design meeting. And since it's been about a year since I was last there, they had a little bit of a turnover. There's several new people that I had never seen before on a project now, and including one gentleman who happened to be sitting across from me. And we had just kind of talking, just random stuff. And I forgot exactly how it started, but the conversation went a little bit to airplanes. And I think he said something, and I said, this guy kind of sounds like he knows a little bit about airplanes. And so I started asking him some stuff, and if he was a fan of airplanes. And turns out, yes, he's actually, a bit of an airplane geek. I said, oh, yeah. And that got real interesting. So we started talking about airplane stuff. And he is actually a really big fan, especially he likes the World War II and regular airplanes. And we were talking about our favorite aircraft, and how he was saying how he liked different types of airplanes. We talked about the P-51 and the Zero and F-16. I showed him a picture of my F-16 I made. He was real excited, and he said, "Yeah, well, my favorite plane is the Shindon, not Shindon, Shidden, the N1K." Shidden. I don't know if you know, it's getting into numbers, but one of the late war heavy fighters that was actually really pretty good. There was a float plane version that we have here at you guys ever been to the Nimitz Museum out in, where the hell is that?
A long time ago in Fredericksburg?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been 20 years at least since I've been there.
For some strange reason, they have one over there, the float plane version of the Japanese, I think we call it George. I think it's our allied name. And he said it was one of his favorite planes, and we had a really nice conversation. And we also talked a little bit about ships. And the more he talked to me, the more he seemed impressed at the stuff I knew. I could tell I surprised him a few times, and we was talking about this particular plane. Oh yeah, it does this and that. And for some reason we moved over to ships, and I said, yeah, I know the Yamato. And he was asking me what I thought about that, and I gave him some my thoughts. I said, yeah, I had the sister ship Musashi. He goes, oh, you know that? He goes, oh yeah, and there was a third one called the Shinano that was an aircraft carrier. He's like, how do you know that? Not to toot my own horn, but my random knowledge really impressed him. I won't go too long into this, but later on, I had brought with me a magazine of World War II aircraft. Just whenever I go on trips, I like to pick up some magazines at the bookstore. So I brought, I forgot what it was called, one of the British magazines. I got it, was it Barnes & Noble's? And I said, hey, since you're an airplane guy, hey, you can have this magazine. That's less for me to take back home anyways. And he was like, seemed to really like it. We were kind of paging through. He goes, oh, a P-51. He saw the P-51. And it was actual pictures from Oshkosh. I was telling him, yeah, I went to that show at Oshkosh last year. Not this year, but last year, and different things and stuff. And so he had never heard of it, and he thought it was really cool, all the different planes he saw there. Later in the week, he goes, hey, you going to be here Friday? I was like, yeah, I'll be here. And so Friday at the end of the meeting, he goes, hey, I got something for you. I said, for me? He goes, yes. And so we walk over to the corner, and he pulls out a bag. So he hands me this bag. I was like, what is this? And inside,
he got you boots.
Is this? Yeah, he got me some socks.
That's cool.
This is the 1/32nd scale. So this is a big kit by Hasegawa of the N1K2 Shiden, the George, as we call it. This, as I mentioned before, he said this was his favorite plane on the Japanese side. And I thought, wow! And this is a really nice kit. This is not for the faint of heart. This is a large model. And he said, "Here, you can have it. Since you seem to know a lot about airplanes and you're a modeler and stuff, it's yours." And
you knew the secret handshake.
Yeah, man, this guy is my brother from a Japanese mother or something. This guy, I made a new best friend, an airplane geek friend over there. This is a really, really cool guy to do that for me. And so actually, as I mentioned before, I'm going back next month for another meeting, and hopefully he's there because I'm going to bring him something too. I got something cool for him. And so this was really neat. So this was, I was thinking, years ago, back at Riddle, as a matter of fact, I had one friend of mine says, you really should have been an ambassador corps. So as another career. So maybe I'm better at being an ambassador than I realize or something, because, the Japanese are not always known to be very, I don't want to say outgoing, but they can be very stoic and kind of keep to themselves a lot. But I guess if you hit the right buttons, they can be really, really generous and really, really friendly. So that was pretty cool. It made my day, made my week.
So when I'm president, I'm going to give Fitz a parachute, and we're just going to drop you in the Gaza Strip, and you'll have that place ironed out in like a week. Everybody will be building plastic models and helping you with your reviews.
All right, yeah.
Just holding hands, singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, world peace everywhere. Just drop me in places.
Yeah.
If I keep my head. So So that was cool. So that was sorry, I'm a little longer than I expected, but that was my quick round on my last trip over to the. And it was interesting being over there in a meeting at it was just I kind of sort of reminisce on how far we've gone. I mentioned Pearl Harbor, and now the Japanese are steadfast allies, almost to a fault, and it's amazing how the world can change in just a couple of generations.
Yeah. Cool. So the model that the guy gave you, was that something from his personal stash, or did he go
didn't
out?
say.
Okay.
It might have been because it came with. He had a little box of paints inside too, so maybe it came from his personal staff.
All right.
And it's not a cheap model here in the States. If I were to buy it here, it's not super expensive, but it's not cheap either. It's not so it's a significant gift. So
That's nice.
Yeah, it is really nice, and it's what I don't have too. I don't have a George.
Imagine that, a model you don't have.
Yeah, it's not that big.
Hell, it's freezing over.
Yeah, it's cool.
The collection is complete.
Yes, and I do have quite a few Japanese plastic model kits.
Yeah. I'm shocked.
Yeah, he talked to the one semi-Japanophile that for when it comes to models.
Did you whip out your phone and show a photo of your model room?
The model room? No, I changed phones. So I didn't have a picture of my model room.
Oh, see, that would have won him over.
Yeah.
He would have gone,
I did impress him again. Because when he pulled it out, he says, "Oh yeah, I know the Shinden. This was a really good plane. It had special combat flaps for maneuvering." He goes, "How'd you know about that?"
but you're not Japanese.
Oh, goodness.
and I told him about the float plane version. He goes, "Yeah, that's right. The float plane version was the first version of that plane. It did so well. They thought, what if we took the floats off? And how good would it be then?" And they found out it was even better without the floats. So
See,
went backwards.
This is the kind of guy where you got to work your schedule and get him live on Hobby View from each of y'all's rooms and share this story in your plastic model fashion.
Yeah. Anyways, enough of that. Any other questions before we go on?
Just an observation. If I remember correctly, I think the Air and Space Museum at Dulles has a ground-based version of that airplane.
Ooh. I haven't been to the one in Dulles in a long time.
Oh, yeah. You deserve to go back.
Yeah,
So
I've
for
been
all
to
your
the
listeners out there,
that's one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I thought Dulles was. No, that's right.
There's the one on the mall
Yeah.
in downtown DC, and then the one out at Dulles Airport.
Even the Dulles one, it's been 6 years, maybe.
Yeah, you're due to go back. So am I. So, any of you who know better, check my data. Is there a, what's it called? Shiden?
George.
George.
Love him and hug him and name him George.
Yeah, you did more than hug that hurricane at Oshkosh. I think you guys are legally wed in some states.
It sucks. There's actually an air museum in Tokyo, and I was all excited to go to it, and it's closed for renovations.
Oh, man.
For like 2 years.
Wow.
I was like, oh my, what?
That's a lot of renovating.
It literally said 2027 when it expects to reopen again. I was like, what the hell? So anyways. And there's another museum that's only open like 2 days a year or something like that. It's on some university campus. So my air museum got really curtailed. So that's why I went to the ship, because it was like I got denied.
It's too bad. Yeah, it's funny. I was looking for some parts for one of my RC cars the other day, and it was actually a Tamiya of all things, which I have only a couple of them. And turns out the part that I wanted, the best deal, was to buy it from Japan and have it shipped. That was still cheaper than buying it in the U.S. I'm like, darn it.
Wow.
Fitz was just there. He could have picked it up for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, drats. So anyway, it's on a boat somewhere now.
Yeah, the nice thing is the exchange rate is really in our favor right now. Really, really good in our favor.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of loaded up. I didn't show it to you, but I bought a bunch of other stuff.
Shocker.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of world wars, the FCC just dropped something on us this past. And this is the Great Civil War of Modelers in 2026, or it looks like
a hot steaming press release today.
Yes, from the FCC,
actually.
which is yesterday, which is unusual.
Yeah.
And who is Lee? Do you think you're the most knowledgeable on this? And maybe you have some insight.
Yeah.
You got any insight from the AMA on what's going on?
Well, I'm going to present this screen here. This is on the AMA Facebook page. I encourage you to go to modelaircraft.org and go to media and AMA government blogs, or if you're on Facebook, go to the AMA page and pull up this document. It was released this today. And first, I'll speak somewhat on behalf of the AMA, because I'll be honest with you, we're all in a kerfuffle about this. And it's pretty fresh and raw and unexpected. And let's say a couple of things. We knew something was coming out about DJI. There has been anti-drone, discussions in the government for quite some time.
You haven't been able to buy them for several months in the U.S.
I'm trying, I was going to say the stories, because some of it may be true. I would say I don't have a problem believing that DJI could have spied on us, could have had software that was checking GPS coordinates, okay? Well, just some espionage per se. And so I knew that they were going to go after DJI. And so there was expectation coming out from the government to do some type of DJI ban, period. We expected that. What no one expected, not even the AMA, and even though there were people commenting, it's like, how come the AMA didn't stop this? This was a trick play by the government using the FCC to release a press note. I say a press note, but to release I don't even know if it's a law. I don't even know what to describe it. But to release a statement that they were going to not certify any equipment made in a foreign country for use in the U.S. But the document, which is, and I'm just going to scroll down here if I can. There's the link to the PDF document. I encourage all of y'all to read. It's like 7 or 8 pages. But at the last page of the document, it says UAS equipment or devices includes, and it ran off equipment, communication devices, video capturing equipment. And then all of a sudden we see battery monitoring or battery management systems and motors in this list. And we're going, how does the FCC get to regulate that? And the comment, I'll wrap up here. The comment is people are interpreting, is that right? Interpreting differently across in Twitter-pating.
Yeah, that too.
Everybody's reading it differently. And so you've got people who are extremely hot-headed and angry, and they'll scream at anybody, and they'll scream at the president, they'll scream at the White House administration, they'll scream at the AMA.
The clouds, the birds.
They'll scream at anything to just say, this is the government over here. And by the way, we're not disagreeing. But then there are people like me that are like, okay, I see this. It's not good at all, but this just can't be true. This can't be a complete ban on foreign-made components to only push American-made parts, which everybody here knows if we have to do that, we're looking at 3 to maybe even more, 10 times higher prices on parts to be made here in the U.S. And it wouldn't happen overnight, so it would be difficult to get pieces.
Probably worth noting before you get too deep in that, even as written and the garbage that it is right now and vague as it is, it does say all existing components that are legal today will remain legal. They're grandfathered in. So
thank you. And I was about to say, here are some 2 caveats that I'd like everybody to hear. Well, number 1 is what Terry just said. Anything you have right now, you can have. You can use. They're not coming for your guns. They're not coming for your drones. They're not coming from your slow stick. So everything that you have right now, you can use. The big key item would be you wouldn't be able to purchase anything that has foreign-made items that the FCC hasn't approved. Oddly enough, when's the last time you saw a battery or motor get approved by the FCC?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at that level. Yeah,
it makes no sense. But here, and I know I can't zoom in too much, but this is the line that I want everybody to take close attention, because this is hopefully our saving grace. I'm probably having to scroll a bit further because I thought it was right here. Covered.
Equipment authorization impacts the covered list.
That's not it. That's not
You
it.
looking for the list?
There's a line that I want you to
Oh.
that I want to read to you, and I'm sorry I didn't. I thought I had it
It's
right
okay.
here. Terry will speed through this.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
it's right
looking at
here. Okay. Unless the Department of War or Department of Homeland Security makes a specific determination, the FCC that a given UAS or class of UAS does not pose such risks. Meaning, if they determine a certain class of UAS, let's say hobbyists, recreational planes, does not pose a risk, then this would not apply. Okay?
Right.
This right here.
Yeah, it says the body determined that UAS produced in a foreign country pose an unacceptable risk of national security. Unless the Department of War or Department of Homeland Security makes a specific determination to FCC that a given UAS or class of UAS does not pose a specific risk. Okay, so there's a caveat
not pose
there.
a risk. There's the
Right.
caveat.
Yeah.
And some people are missing that. I missed it the first time. And 51 Drones pointed this out on his video. And I think that's a good thing to hold on to. You could be angry. You could just think it's the end of the world. I don't think it is. And by the way, let's also point out something. They pulled this stunt yesterday, right when all the government officials took a break for vacation for the holiday.
They're all gone.
There's no one answering phones. There's no one that we can talk to. So they really did say, hey, let's see if we can really stir some feathers and watch from afar. But I'll end it at that. That line right there is one thing I'd like everybody to keep reading. We don't pose such a risk. We will have lawyers that will say we don't pose such a risk. We will say our FRIAs do not pose a risk. That's why we are allowed to fly. Remote ID is an option and it doesn't pose a risk. We have safety records of all our flying sites that we did a whole bunch of research before we, produce the FRIAs for all our clubs. So we know we're not a risk. We should be able to prove it. And I think that might be, hey, we didn't mean the hobbyists. We didn't mean model airplanes. We just meant spy drones. We meant attack drones. We meant big commercial-sized drones.
Yeah, because this is an odd document because the FCC regulates the radio spectrum of our airwaves and stuff. And so I can see them being concerned about things that transmit, but like you said, batteries and motors, it's not at least at a system level, is that something that they would normally certify.
Stay in your lane, FCC.
So, at a component level, they wouldn't certify, not the system level. They certify the systems, but not the components like that. And it's sort of confusing. So, are they talking our telemetry receivers? I think some are FCC certified already. A lot of that stuff. I think all the Spectrum ones are, and there's another brand, Radio Master or something. I think.
Well,
FCC
everything
certified.
commercially available would be.
They should be. So they should already be.
Yeah, otherwise you would need the ham license to operate it.
Right. So all that stuff should already be FCC certified. So this would be new stuff, or less designated by the government as a threat that has not been certified, or trying to certify something new that's built overseas. They may have a blanket ban on. Like I said, it's not well written. It seems like somebody only half knew what they were talking about and started throwing this together.
Yes, absolutely. They didn't. There weren't enough people involved to make these decisions, period.
Yeah.
It harkens back to when we were going through the early days of the registration stuff, where the government would come in and paint things with this very broad brush, and then they would get yelled at a lot, and then they would come back and whittle it down to things that made slightly more sense. And I think after years, we ended up in a pretty good place. But gosh, it sure would suck to have to fight that kind of battle again of just telling the government what it should already know. But yeah,
well,
coming
and
in
by
with
the
a
way,
chainsaw.
This show will be aired so for audio and video if you're on YouTube, and leave your comments. We'd love to talk back with you and give you our opinions, and we'll obviously, because I'm working with the AMA, I'm releasing every conversation we have about this. There's nothing we're hiding. There was no communication with the AMA before this letter was released. Nothing to suggest that this was coming after the hobby and components. So let's not blame the AMA, please. Number two, remember that other line. Okay, it's we are not posing a risk. That's the thing we have to hold on to. We still got to tell stupid people not to be stupid with their other drones. Okay,
Good luck with that.
Don't go fly. Yeah, don't go fly where you shouldn't be. Please stay away from stadiums and federal land. And we got to work through this. It's probably going to take until the week of the 5th of January when people start returning to work for us to have another conversation.
Yeah. So it will be interesting to see where this all falls out. I agree with you guys. I think that more clarity will come in the following weeks, but where do they intend to draw the line? I think normal hobbyists with a one-way radio from their model or from the radio to the airplane, it's an easy sell that poses no risk. Then the next level up would be like Fitz mentioned with telemetry. You've got two-way action going on there. Maybe you could transmit some malicious data. I don't see how, but maybe. But then you take that other step, and this was another milestone when we were talking about registration too. Then you've got GPS and some level of automation and cameras where you're definitely able to transmit images and GPS data and all that. Is it their intent to limit that thing even under hobbyist use? Are we going to have to fight that battle again?
I think the elephant in the room probably is the battle there, the war with Russia and Ukraine, and that's basically turned into a drone war, and
Right.
it probably got some people spooked here in the States.
Yeah, it clearly showed that you can weaponize some of these things.
Yeah, and I understand a lot of that was commercial, off-the-shelf stuff that they're using, not specialized.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what lies ahead. I'm not fatalist. I do believe that things will turn out in our favor again, but there's a certain level of exhaustion. I do feel like everybody just kind of sighed and took a breath. Like, all right, the registration and all that stuff, that's behind us now. We came out pretty much where we wanted to be. And then Jack in the Box jumps out again.
Well, it's like we had so many people arguing about FRIAs and where we were with the whole final rule. But I just let's just say it, 80% of the members of the AMA who were flying at a field, nothing changed.
Yeah.
We had over 98% of our clubs got FRIAs or a remote ID exemption. So the point is, everybody was still flying the way they were before. They didn't thank us; they were still mad it happened. But we fixed that. The AMA dug in deep, and we made that happen. And also, we got our altitudes back. But so people are back to where they were flying. But we obviously are not happy with the government overreach. This is a whole different ball of wax, and this is hitting not just recreational pilots, but these vendors. These vendors are freaking out because they're like, wait a minute, are you saying that this apprentice that I have that uses an E-flite brushless motor with bearings made in China, we can't fly anymore?
Yeah, I think it would be tough for the vendors. They're like, what? Do we do what now? Because we got a contradicting and confusing memo coming out from the FCC. And like, wait, and everybody's gone, like you said. Nobody's there to answer questions. And so, yeah, Merry Christmas to you, mother effer.
You meet up with a guy in a dark alley, he pulls open his trench coat, and he has brushless motors and batteries. What do you need?
Hey, kid. I got what you need.
Well, if you let me say this line, this is one comment that came. We've made comments to the first post, but Tyler and the government group came up with this line. It says, imposing sweeping restrictions on line-of-sight model aircraft by grouping them with far more complex, beyond line-of-sight UAS operations raise serious concerns and appears inconsistent with risk-based policy and decades of safety data.
I was just thinking that, again, the issue of lumping, Grandpa and his P-51 with the semi-autonomous drone crowd, is again rearing his ugly head of being not a good one shoe size fit all kind of solution.
Well, I had this comparison. I've said it many times on this show. When we had the word drone come into play to replace everything, it's my analogy was when you go to the DVM, Department of Motor DMV, excuse me, to get a license, you get a individual, you get a commercial, and then depending on what vehicle you have, you get a motorcycle, you get a car, you get a truck, you get an 18-wheeler or a bus. You had to get different classifications. They didn't classify anything we had. They just stuck everything under drones. That line in the document, that PDF document that talks about UAS classes may be the answer. So cross your fingers. Don't give up.
All right.
To drive anything.
I would like to hear
DMV
what
says, I just want to drive my little Honda Accord. Oh, did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze again.
Okay. Whatever. It just has flair.
We're going to assume that was the most astute, insightful comment you've ever made.
It was, and too bad you missed it. All right.
Cat 6.
Yeah, I got your Cat 6 right here.
You do. I bought it for you. It's
Yeah,
sitting
it's
there.
right over there in the
You're
corner.
probably sitting on the box right now. Please send your comments to content@rcroundtable.com. Subject line, Cat 6.
All right. So we beat this horse into the ground?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then some.
Okay. So speaking of drones, we actually beat the bad publicity of drones, courtesy of Lee's son Austin, and did some drone work with one of my models that came out really good because Lee and I got together and did some flying. First time in a while.
I've been fired.
You've been fired. So I wanted to get some more flights on my big Skyraider 2 that I've been building for Legend Hobbies. And since Lee was back available, I said, hey, actually, Lee, you called me. Actually, I asked you and said, hey, you're going to be available this weekend. I'd like to get some video stuff done. And you called me up and said, yeah, Sunday's the day. Be there, be square. And so popped up to my now unbanned flying club. And we had some, and Lee's son Austin was there with his DJI and did some great stuff with chasing me around.
This was cool. I mean, we got some editing to do, but Austin has the DJI 3 Air, or Air 3, excuse me. And
Air Jordan DJI.
The Air Jordan, yes, yeah. Air 3 Jordan. It's pretty darn cool. I don't want to go into too much about the drone, but all I know is that Austin loves it. He loves all the features. It's got a telephoto lens, and this little clip here, excuse me. I don't think it has audio anyway, but this is just one of the tracking shots that Austin did of Fitz flying his Skyraider 2 at Northwest RC. I just love this shot coming across the field.
He has a nice little sweeping turn.
Yeah.
And then, he does a really good job tracking it. Look at that.
Is the drone stationary as he's doing this?
He's moving a little bit. It's not in sport mode. Yeah.
I saw him controlling it, and he can do like 3 things at once with 2 hands. It's kind of, when I was looking at him, I was like, well, he got his right hand, I guess, for the primary controls, and he's got his left hand for the rudder, and he's got his finger for the camera control, and I think he's got another finger for the other, so that the azimuth and elevation, or tilt and lateral controls. And so he can he's really good at doing 4 or 5 things at once as he's chasing the plane with his fingers and stuff. It's really impressive.
And this was the first time he had done this. So, kudos for this, because he'll just get better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was already really good. And he did, we took a bunch of footage and I was looking at it. He did some backward tracking stuff that was really good. Got some stuff on the ground. And so I'm working on the video. And so the biggest problem is trying to integrate all these great shots into the video without having it turning into the Dronathon.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So is this flight with the Stinger power system?
No, this is back with the, I keep forgetting the name of the motor. Where's the box? My memory's gone. The is it the Fry Sky? No, the
No.
Dual Sky. not the Bright Sky, Dual Sky motor setup. Yeah, we had done some video before, but I had some problems with the camera equipment, and it didn't come out well. So I asked the professionals to come out and do some more stuff. And so now I will be installing the. I still haven't gotten all the pieces yet, but they're slowly working their way towards me. So over the holidays, I should be able to install the new belt drive. Did I show it to you guys on the?
Yeah.
Did we show it on the podcast? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was in the box. So it's a belt drive system that will swing a 5-bladed prop, and instead of a 3-blader.
Very cool.
It should look really cool.
I just have to add this comment though. So Fitz, had the plane set up, and this is my video shot of his flying, but we did a static run, Terry, on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Hey, can you hold the plane?" I said, "Sure, no problem." He started running that thing up. I was freaking out. It was pulling over 6,000 watts. And I was just waiting for the elevators to just pop off and stay in my hand. As that thing just shot across the field. I mean, had I been standing on those elevators and he hadn't been holding it, it would have flipped me over. There was no doubt in my head. That thing had so much power, ungodly power.
That's like 9 horsepower. Right?
Yeah, right around 9 horsepower.
Wow. Was that a prop strike on the takeoff?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think it was a prop strike?
There was grass. There were lumps of grass, so it struck grass. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah, it was nosing over a little bit. That first takeoff was the worst one. I held more up elevator to other takeoffs, but that first one it kind of started nosing over. It's like, whoa!
It's got some great sound. Just the wind blowing through the.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It's a big whoosh coming by.
This one is great as electric because the real one's a turboprop. It's got a really cool sound to it. I recommend. Well, there's a glow version, and it's meant for gas as well. But if I would recommend anybody, I'd say go electric because it just sounds so cool. You get a lot of power out of it, and it has plenty of room for 2 large 6-cell batteries in it. So it's easy electric conversion.
Cool. So you guys were talking about Austin manipulating, like flying the drone and the camera and all that. It reminds me of that video I sent you guys today with the guy in Russia. And I guess he can't use his right arm or his right hand or something. So he had this transmitter strapped to his chest, sideways, tilted 90 degrees, and uses his left hand with his pinky on the throttle stick, right, and his index finger on the right stick. And so, surf's up, dude, like that. He flew this thing, you guys know, but it's just incredible. Like the dexterity he must have I can't even imagine. So
yeah, it wasn't just flying. He was doing the fly through hoops and quick turnarounds and flips and stuff. And he was doing like you see those kids that can do uncanny drone flying through factories and stuff.
Yeah, like my pinky, it's vestigial. I mean, it's purely cosmetic. I can't imagine like trying to do precise movements like that. And oh man, so I was impressed. So my takeaway from that is it wouldn't be hard to rig up something like that. I don't know if I would do the double whammy of also doing my left hand, but maybe I'll try it with my right hand. But then, of course, that means my pinky's doing the right stick, which is the important one. But just to see, with a nice, gentle, slow flyer, I wonder if I could do it. That would be a fun challenge.
Try it, see what happens.
Yeah. So more to come on that.
Yeah. Give us some video, especially when you're learning it, so we can see how many models you trash.
Yeah, there might be a lot of bleeps on that one. All right, what next?
Well, show and tell time. You guys got some show and tell? Terry, how about you? We've already talked.
No, let Fitz go. Let Lee go. He's been waiting for weeks, if not months, to share this.
Just itching at the bit to get it done. All right, you're up, Mr. Lee.
I got these on an estate sale. They're pretty cool.
Oh,
Was that landing gear?
What'd you get, buddy?
Let me guess, you paid a lot more for shipping than you did for the...
Don't tease us. Come on. What do you got?
But I did. I got this. This came in the package. So
on purpose?
I'm showing you this is one of the lots. So I got some landing gear here. And what do you think? Some more landing gear.
Okay.
You're on a roll.
So I got some wheels.
Let me guess, more landing gear?
So I got some props. Got me a nice, T28 prop. Some
You got a wood prop too, looks like? Oh, no, it's
that's just
APC.
some APC props.
A bunch
Nice.
of APC.
So this is one lot. Plus, hey, I got an adapter, little collet adapter, prop adapter. And wait, what do you think? I got more props.
You can never, ever have too many props.
I also got a whole bunch of gaskets in this package for, I guess it was a Honda engine, like an exhaust gasket, maybe a couple different kinds. So those are way back there. They're just on the ground, but that was in there. But this lot was just sitting there, and what got my attention was this.
All right.
And so this lot I won for $5.
Oh, wow.
So all those props, those landing gear, and this motor, which now that I've cleaned it, looks a lot better because it was just caked in mud. It was something that nosed into the ground, and I don't have a before photo, but just trust me, this was just kind of bad. And then I sent you guys a photo of the interior, which like the magnets got dragged and shredded, and every gap between the magnets was full of dirt and grime and stuff. So I just, I was like, I'll try it. I'll just see if the shaft's bent, and the shaft's not bent. And I disassembled it. I cleaned it up really well. Isopropyl alcohol, toothbrush. Huh?
The bearings are okay?
And the bearings are turning. The first time was like, and now it spins freely. But I did run it up, and didn't get too hot, and it held its own. It's probably like 2-3% less efficient now, but so I got a little 40 size motor. Was it a 42?
Yeah, it looks pretty decent size. Yeah.
650 kV. So yeah, I ran it. It works good. I've got a couple of 40 size plates.
Plus, it's a secret to light, the universe, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was lot number one. And I think the story I may have told, I was telling maybe Terry and my family, is like there were two lots in the sale. The one I wanted is this, but I was getting outbid. But I was already winning this bid with $5. It was like,
You were committed.
so I mean, I was like, I have to buy this, so I might as well keep trying. So I put a max bid on this. I crossed my fingers, and it just so happened I got my max bid, which is still not bad, because for $25, drum roll please, I get this
Nice.
and
I have something like that somewhere.
this. So
Okay.
$25, I get two kits, two Stanley little parts kits.
Oh. Did it came with stuff in them?
They have stuff in them. So let's go through that. I'll try to be brief. But
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you. You said you're probably worth the Stanley things themselves?
Yeah, the Stanley kits themselves are probably, what, $20-$30 at Home Depot just to get these kind of little containers.
Hey, intern, look up those products. Let us know.
All right, so I saw all these.
We had a
screws,
producer.
and a couple of things that caught my eye were there were some motors in them, and I'll pull those out real quick. So just give me a second here. So while I'm doing this, just a further reminder, this is probably one of the better deals I got recently, because I had not gotten great deals or shipping, and shipping was really, really nice, but I got a nice little, 400 size brushless motor. So we'll say $9. And then I have, this is a, E-Flight 400?
What's E-Flight? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an E-Flight 400.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So that was nice. And some screws and some prop adapters, several prop adapters, and some brand new containers of Great Plain connectors. And hey, you can always have push rod connectors.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I go through those things like potato chips.
So it's like, okay, great. I gotta, well, and collets, collet adapters for winding.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, this is great. I was like, I'm happy with this purchase. I paid $25 for the kit, the box, and I paid $20 for shipping for everything for both lots. But then here was the nice
E-Flight motor's like $40 probably.
Yeah. So here's the nice surprise. So here I saw these wheels that were already in this case.
More
So
wheels?
Got a whole bunch of little wheels, plus, like the little,
Like a lightweight.
I say slow stuck. Yeah, something like that. But this is where it gets cool. Brand new in box.
Oh, receiver.
Oh,
That's a 6
Brand
channel.
new. That I already threw away the container. So I got me a
Wow.
6-channel receiver. These are,
Wow.
what, $50?
Yeah.
More than that, I think.
Yeah.
that's the 6-channel drag queen receiver.
It's the antenna-less.
The antenna's tucked away.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, and then I got two FR Sky receivers.
Do you have a transmitter to work with those?
My Boxer or my Radio Master Boxer should work with them.
Right.
But I also got speed controller.
Oh, the Dynam or whatever.
Yeah, so and another speed controller in here, but it's like missing some stuff. And some questionable parts, but other little things in here. But you know what? Once I saw the receiver, I was like, I'm done. I got a good deal. And I think this is one of the noses to the T28. They always bring.
Yeah, looks like
That's
the
what it
motor
looks
mount.
like.
So there you go. I'm happy with my little sale. Thought I'd share that with you guys.
The universe smiled on our buddy Lee.
It did. That was my show and tell. I'm done. Thank you for your time.
So there was no drama with that. There's always a story to an auction.
No drama at all. Worked out great. Everything was easy peasy. The guy was very friendly, called me up, said, I'll get that box to you. I mean, perfectly packed. So again, God's shining from above said, here you go, Lee. Enjoy your brand new receiver and containers.
You're a good guy.
I got a nice one this time.
All right. So how long did it take between the end of the auction until they shipped it?
Oh, no. The next day. I mean, he called me and said it's ready to go. It shipped and I got it within 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have much experience with auctions, but that's been how it usually works for me. You pointed me to one last week or 2 weeks ago that had some RC car parts. I ended up bidding on and winning like 4 lots, good prices. So I'm not complaining about any of that. But that was, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago today that auction ended. And today's Tuesday. They shipped them yesterday.
Well,
That
if
seems
you
low.
get them, you're good. You're still ahead of me.
Right.
Because
I'm
I'm still somewhere out in the world is a box that had my name on it
Oh, right. Yeah.
that someone else has.
Like the warehouse in Indiana Jones. It's in there somewhere. So, yeah, I'm still not complaining yet because I got a good deal on the stuff, and I think it's things that I'll use, and the shipping cost wasn't exorbitant, so it's just a little bit of waiting. So that's fine. But I did think it was unusual that it took so dadgum long to,
That is long.
but yeah. But also, I have a quick show and tell of my own, if you guys will indulge me.
Please.
On our last episode, Fitz, you talked about the Kyosho Ultima that you picked up. And as part of that, we still need to record an intro for a rescue on that. But as part of that, we were talking about how I had been looking for Ultimas for you through eBay and Marketplace and all that. And those algorithms don't just forget that when you find one, right? So that's still been going on. And it was within the same week of us recording that show that something popped up on eBay. And let me grab it real quick. So here's the box that was sent to me, and I'll try to go through it very quickly. But we got some chassis
Chassis.
and a chassis.
Another chassis. Oh, it looks like Ultima chassis.
Yeah, they were both Ultima chassis. And bulkheads with shock towers and more shock towers and A-arms.
Ultima just exploded.
And a radio plate, that's the top part of the chassis, and a whole bag full of A-arms and bulkheads. And then if you dig on, oh wait, there's another chassis. And interestingly, I didn't know this at the time, but these are Turbo Ultima chassis, which are pretty much the same as what you have, but the anodizing is more of a bronze color.
Oh, yeah, I
than
see
the
that.
clear or aluminum. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 of the 3 are this Turbo Ultima chassis. And you go all the way to the bottom. Oh yeah, some wheels, some gearboxes, just bags of parts. Oops, I'm dropping it. More radio plates, 3 transmissions in here. And then at the bottom is a different flavor. This is what they called the Ultima 2, which had the same suspension and bulkheads and transmission, all that stuff, but had a plastic 2-deck chassis. So it was just a later, more budget-friendly version. And then it's a little bit different because...
Yeah, it looks like the all-wheel drive version a little bit.
Oh, no, this is definitely 2-wheel drive, but it's lowered because they use this basic chassis on a lot of different models. They got their money's worth out of it. So they did a whole series of cars that were 2-wheel drive on-road. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but the wheels that are on here, those are Ferrari wheels, and then one of them is like an old Corvette style.
Oh, right. Yeah, because they had a Corvette.
Yeah, they had tons of them, like Porsches, all a Viper, I think, and they all use this basic chassis. So Kyosho really used this platform a lot, including some off-road stuff too. It's just a matter of the spacers and the shocks to limit the throw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is I now have most of the parts I need to build 4 Ultimas.
Wow. Oh, fleet.
Yeah, and it was a pretty good deal. I couldn't just let it go. So part of me was kicking myself that this didn't pop up before you got yours, because we could have built you one. But even so, I think you got a really good deal on what you have. And
thanks.
Yours is going to work out well for you. And so we'll see what I end up doing with these. I don't know how I can build 4 unique ones, but I'm sure I'll find a way.
It's when I was talking to a guy, he says he's got the Kyosho, it's like a Lamborghini, I think he said. It's based off of the Ultimate chassis. I don't remember, Lamborghini said it was fairly rare.
Yep.
But nobody really knows about it. So he said, ironically, it's not really worth much on the used market, on the collector's market, because nobody really knows about it.
If it was new in box, he could probably retire off of it.
Oh, maybe.
But if it had been built and run, beat up a little bit.
I don't know. I thought he said it was still mostly in the box. I think it may be partially started, but not finished.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, the collector market is kind of finicky. Some stuff you wouldn't expect goes for a lot of money, and other stuff that you would think is expensive, not so much. But anyway, and then I knew that I was going to need some parts, so I ended up buying some parts too. We talked about this before, that because Kyosho re-released the Ultima a few years ago, they have since stopped making it again. But during that re-release, parts became available again. So if you go on eBay, you can find some
investment stuff.
Yeah, a few odds and ends here and there. So that's it. I have some projects, and it's going to be fun. I've said this 1,000 times. I would much rather get a box of parts like this with endless possibilities than I would 3 complete cars that somebody else had put together. That would still be fun to have, but this is more fun, more exciting.
It's like Ultimate Lego.
Yeah, it kind of is. You put your own fingerprint on it. You pee on it and make it your own. So to me, that's more fun. Even if it's imperfect or incomplete, that's what I would prefer. So another thing I wanted to talk about, I should have been working on my Eindecker for the past few months. I haven't. I've been working on a bunch of little projects. Like there's a set of aluminum wheels over there that'll probably go in one of these Ultimas that they were in bad shape when I got them, but I've been polishing them. Have you guys ever polished with a Dremel tool? With the little, I guess it's cotton.
A little cotton fabric. Or whatever.
I never had before, but I did that. And those wheels also come with kind of a block of polishing compound. So you spin it in the compound, then you put it on whatever you're polishing. I started with that, and that worked pretty good. That got most of the oxidation off. And then I bought some Mother's aluminum polish, and then kapow! That was like
it's like, holy mother!
Yeah. That really made a big difference. So they're across the room. I can't get them now, but from what they were to what they are is pretty impressive. And so I'm excited to use those. And I've been doing a lot of 3D printing. So, it's not here anymore. In that box of Ultima parts were some shocks. And some shock parts you can still get, and others you can't. And the stuff you can't, I'm like, well, let me see if I can design and 3D print them. And one of those parts, I don't know if you can see this, it's kind of a stepped shock collar to change the ride height on the shock. And you can see it's got kind of a crown on one side, And the idea is there's a post on the shock body, and where you turn this to engage that post determines how high up this rides and therefore how high the shock is. And these are unobtainium. They haven't been made in a long, long time. So I got on Onshape, which is an online CAD program that I've been using for a year or so. And I figured out how to design this thing. And I've got a 3D printed one around here that works perfectly. So
Nice.
Yeah, I was proud of myself for figuring that out.
Yeah.
And I'll end up putting all these things on Thingiverse so other people can use them too.
Yeah, you have a Thingiverse account? Or,
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already got some RC10 and other parts on there that I've drawn up for my other projects. And then Kyosho used to make what they called platinum shocks, and those parts you can't get anymore, and they've got some pretty unique parts. So again, some like hex drive parts that are, you can never modify anything else to work, but I was able to draw them up, and I figured out how to do serrated edges, which was a real pain in the butt. Just all sorts of neat stuff. This isn't stuff I'm going to drive. It's just going to be sitting on the shelf, so I'm not too worried about durability. So I'm just printing with PLA, but I imagine if it was something that you were going to drive, you could print it out of, I don't know, what's that?
You can do
resin printer
ABS.
stuff?
PETG.
ABS.
Or PG,
Something a
ABS.
little stronger. So the biggest challenge I've had so far is I printed some ball link ends. And so you have to press a slightly oversized ball link into that socket when you're done.
Yeah.
So it took a few iterations of that to get where I was comfortable with it.
Get the dimensions right, yeah.
Yeah. Still, what I've been doing is printing it and then finessing it a little bit with an X-Acto and a file until I can pop it in. But I've got a handful of broken ones that, that didn't work right. And I was curious, like, should I heat it with a heat gun first? Does that make it more flexible and then it'll pop in? Because the ones that work, once they popped in, they were nice and tight, but they would still rotate freely. So there's a very magic fit there that lets it pop in without splitting, but also rotate.
Yeah, imagine it's a pretty tight dimension or tolerance.
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't he be printing that in nylon?
Yeah, I probably should be. But
Yeah,
again,
nylon
because
would be good.
these are going on shelf queens, I'm not really set up for nylon.
I think nylon is, you need a lot of heat for nylon.
You need the
I think
enclosure and
it's-
stuff, right?
You need enclosure and a heated bed, and because it shrinks or it moves a little bit. So, and it's probably a lot of trial and error again because of dimensions. As I say, as it heats and cools, I think it changes dimensions slightly. But it's a good material, yeah. It's probably one of the better materials to try that with, ultimately. But it's gonna, you might be pulling your hair out for a while working with it.
Right. So, like I've always said, I use 3D printing as a tool. I'm not interested in it as another hobby. So, I never want to dive too deep in the techniques of 3D printing. I just want to push the button and get my part out an hour later or whatever it is. So, that's kind of the direction I go with all this stuff. And the aluminum wheels I mentioned a minute ago, they have sort of a unique bearing size. So back in the day, if I was going to run this, I'd find the right bearing, and that's what I would use. But here, I just measure what I need, and I print PLA bearings, and yeah, it's fine. So, fun stuff. And Lee, you mentioned you got all those APC props. What I found, I guess most of my prop adapters are a 6mm shaft, because I've got a box of the little rings, the adapters that come with APC props. On nearly every one of them, the 6mm adapter is missing because I've used it on something else. So I'm like, darn it, my luck. I don't have any 6mm adapters. I'm like, wait a minute.
Sorry. Go ahead, Fitz. Show what you got.
Oh, that's a full one.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of mine are like that. Mine are all missing the 6mm. But I'm like, wait a second. In about 30 seconds, I can draw the right size adapter in CAD, and then I can print buckets of them. And so I've got a little container full of my 6mm prop adapters now. So despite having had a 3D printer for years and using it off and on that whole time, only lately do I feel like I've really honed in on where it's going to be useful and productive for me. So I found things, and having used CAD more frequently lately, I don't have that hiccup when I start. Like when I take a couple months off in between, I'm like, oh crap, how do I do this? How do I do this? But now that I'm drawing 1 or 2 things a week, I just jump right in and I go. And I'm pretty happy with myself with what I'm figuring out how to do.
That's good.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And doggone it, this Ender 3 Pro just keeps on chugging. I know it's beginner level, is nothing fancy printer, but it does the job and it doesn't complain a whole lot. So, and knocking on wood with that one, but so I'm happy with it. And what else do I want to talk about around here? No, I just need to get back to my Eindecker, and I have a review coming up, and it's a doozy. Well, sort of a doozy. It's a kit. You can only see the top. Oh, there's stuff on the front. There. Oh, nope, wrong way. So this is a 70-something inch span.
Oh, kind of big.
Yeah. Well, it's a little under 2 meter. It's a glider, Slingsby T45 Swallow from Value Planes. And isn't that the same company that makes the Tiger Moth you're working on, Fitz?
Is that Value Planes, Value Hobby?
Value Planes.
I thought mine was Tony Ray.
Oh, maybe yours is. Okay,
Yeah,
you're right. But it's from the same vendor. Who's that vendor? Hobby Club?
Oh, Hobby Club, yeah, out of California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hobby Club.
Yep. So this is apparently a scale model. There must be a real full-size Slingsby. And the real one's a pure glider. This one will have a motor in the front, or could have a motor in the front. Mine will. But a laser cut kit, and just the initial inspection looks pretty good. I haven't started anything yet. That'll probably happen after Christmas. But I've got another distraction from the Eindecker. So
I know how that is.
So yeah, I got plenty to keep me busy between the cars that I've been working on and the 3D printing and stuff. I never know what I'm going to work on when I walk down into the basement. It's I like put on a blindfold and I spin around, and then whatever I'm pointing out when I'm done. All right, that's what I work on today.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the holidays. In fact, today is my last day at work for the next week and a half. So
Congratulations.
yeah, so I'm going to be. In fact, you just reminded me. I got a show and tell.
Oh, okay.
After you're done.
I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm all good. So take it away.
Okay. Well, let me go grab it real quick. Speaking of that, not a big spoiler because you just mentioned it.
It's windy in Fitz's shop.
Oh, did you hear that? Sorry, but it's a little warm today, so I turned the fan on. There we go. So I started working on the Tiger Moth.
Very nice.
I actually started working on it before I left on the trip, and I've worked on it a little bit since I came back, but fighting jet lag and other things have been catching up. I haven't done a lot of work on it. But this actually went pretty quickly. You just build it basically in your hand almost. You don't really need to play everything locked together really well. And what's neat is I was working on the other day this little hatch piece that opens up on the side. This is the real plane had this. The hinges are not quite perfect. I'm going to have to, you can see there's a whole bunch of these little hinges I had to connect up and screw in, and it was took a bit of time to do it. So, and this is not quite bent enough. I'm going to have to go ahead and rebend it. And I think some magnets will hold it in, but that's what it's supposed to look like. So this is kind of neat. It also has little doors too, made out of metal that'll fold down or up or whatever on hinges. It's pretty cool. So this is coming along. This will be my holiday project to try to get this done as much as I can.
So it's a shame you probably just spent 20 hours each direction on an airplane and you couldn't work on any of your models.
Yeah, really. Yeah. All that time I could have worked on something.
Yeah.
It's funny, I actually had bought a little small plastic model to build on the airplane on the way back, but spent most of my time sleeping on the way back, so that didn't work. So maybe when I go, because we left it, my flight got delayed coming back, so I didn't leave until like 8 o'clock at night. And so you get on the plane, you have a little bit to eat, and it's nighttime, and your body says, go to sleep.
Yeah.
But On the way back over there, I'll try to do that again. But so, anyways, seems to be a really pretty well engineered kit so far. So it's been. I'm looking forward to finishing it up, but I gotta do all this silly doors. So you gotta cut out the sheet metal, and then do whatever they want for the hinges or whatever. It'll look nice when it's done, but this took quite a while.
I bet.
It probably took just as long just to do this one piece here as it did all the woodwork.
Okay, that'll be a nice size airplane, and hopefully it comes apart a little bit too.
Yeah, that's the question. I'm gonna have to look that up. I haven't got that far in the manual yet to see how the wings work. But yeah, or maybe
you're not one of those people who reads the full manual before you start.
No,
You just dive in.
I think I skimmed bits and pieces of it, but no, I didn't read the whole manual.
What about you, Lee? You raw dogging it?
Did you just cut to the end and see how it ends?
Yeah,
We'll go backwards. I start with the complete airplane.
plane completed. Thank you. Thank you for playing.
So does it have flying wires and exposed control cables and all that stuff?
I don't think so. I'm actually looking at some pictures of it. Oh yeah, it does have flying wires. There's some flying wires. I don't know what exposed control surface is. It looks like the wings do come off as pairs, and there's a little bracket you can put on there to keep the wings together.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to see that? Or
No,
do you care? Okay. But
I'll take
anyways,
your word for it.
okay, yeah. So it looks like they did some engineering on it for travel and construction. Well, anyways, so yeah, so that's my holiday project is to get that done
All right.
and do some cleanup.
Well, let us know when you get to the part where you're doing the flying wires. We'll put you on a suicide watch. No more! I can't take it.
No!
No, it'll just be all live.
Whose idea was this?
Chicken on Fitz.
What does Fitz descends into?
Madness?
Yeah.
That's his
We're already
seventh
mad.
bandage.
All right. But is there anything else on your magic list?
What, of holiday projects?
Well, no, of stuff we thought we would talk about.
Oh, no, that list is done.
All right. How much
That's it?
time have we done? We're less than an hour 30. Lee? Come on, Lee. Oh, that was a nod. I saw a nod. All right. So let's very quickly and expeditiously and efficiently talk about some new products. Would you like
Okay.
to? Can you pull up the link, Lee?
No,
Oh my gosh. That's
because
how
we're
it's
going to
gonna
talk
be.
about a product that Fitz and I have.
Oh.
And that's it. That's what we're going to do. We're taking over
Okay.
this show because we can.
Listen
I'll
to
take
my
over.
sigh.
Yeah, Fitz got a package in the mail, and I
Look
had,
at me.
and half of it was for me.
Ah, yes. Yeah, there's a big square box. It's a giant pizza box. It literally is like, I think I've had a pizza this big once.
Oh.
Can you guess what it is? You probably know what it is.
No, because my pizza box was like a personal pan pizza. Mine was this big.
No, this is a different one. This is the one you're talking about, Lee, right?
Yep.
Yep, okay.
Show 'em.
I can open it. Is it open? Well, it's probably gonna look very abstract.
Oh, okay. You're talking
we
about
go.
different things. Okay, I know what
Yes.
that is.
Remember these from our little venture out at Neat
Yep, I
2
remember.
months ago?
Yep.
We met up with the owner proprietor of what do you call it? Tough Jets, and my doppelganger. And so he had, I think we had a video. He let me fly one of them. I think it was F-14. And I said, these are really neat. I'd like to build one and maybe do a video and stuff on it. And he said, sure. And so I got to talking with him after I got home. We did some wheeling and dealing. And I not only got one, but I got two. I got F-14 and the F-15.
Nice.
And yeah, his and hers. And so Lee got the hers. I got the his. So Lee is now the proud owner of the F-15.
Yeah, I got the blue F-15. which was really cool. I saw a lot of people flying them out there. And then you got the F-14, which the red one right here?
The white one. I just got all white.
Oh, you got the white one. Okay, so right there.
I think he threw a red tail for some reason or something. But I thought it would go with the F-14. And he said the F-15 was actually the slightly better flyer. It's one he recommended, but I'm a glutton for punishment, so I said, no, let me take the F-14. And so hopefully we can get them done at the same time at some point, and we can fly them together and do a compare and contrast, and maybe some combat.
And we bought the complete kit. We bought the motors that he recommended because he was very adamant that you needed the power.
Yeah, he had a very specific fan motor setup that he kept pushing on us. He said, you really need this. I said, okay, we'll just get your combo package.
So from looking at it, it appears that the flying surfaces and control surfaces are coroplast.
Mm-hmm. It's all coroplast. It's like foam. All one. I mean, here, I'll pull one out. I mean, especially for the F-14, this is a good chunk of the plane. It's one big delta wing, and you got a fuselage section in there. And I think at some point it's bent to form a crude undercambered airfoil. Ailerons in the back, and a fan goes in the middle. So it's pretty simple, but they fly a lot better than they should.
That's cool.
Yeah, when we flew it, I was like, man, this thing flies really good. Just a fun plane to kind of zip around and do funny things with. It's got some bamboo skewers. Here's got a pretty meaty speed controller. It's a 70 amp speed controller. It's a mystery speed controller. Literally, it says mystery on it. Yeah. And here's the fan.
It says misery.
Misery controller. It looks like a nice fan with 70 millimeter. Looks like my best guess. I don't have my ruler. Oh,
I'm going 72.
Yeah, that's pretty sure it's 70 millimeter. It probably says right on it. There's something here. Yeah, 70 millimeter. It looks. Is this a Dynam motor? Can't quite see the label on the motor, but
mine's still in the car.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's just interesting. What's neat is in the package, we're like, "Where's the manual?" And you look in there. There's a little SD card in the package. So I guess that's the manual on a SD card, and some random bits and pieces of stuff, and some EPP foam bits for the fuselage section. So it'll be interesting to put this together. Apparently, I think you just use CA and epoxy.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So here's a thought that never occurred to me before. I wonder if you have to be careful in summertime down there at the equator where you fellas are with that coroplast. I used to have coroplast planes when I was living in Texas, but I don't know if any of them ever had a big single ply, like cantilevered section like that.
Yeah, a big section like that is unique, but I don't think coroplast would be a problem. I'm not thinking. There are some carbon rods for reinforcement.
Okay, so that'll strengthen it some.
I think that'll help.
Yeah. Okay, good. And yours is white. That'll help.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Keep the surface temperature down a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. Leave me the test base because this is a little darker. But
is this going to be a 2-view?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay. Is it going to be like a hobby view video, or what are your intentions, sir?
Well, my plan was a hobby view video.
Okay.
And I'll build it. I'll build mine. I'll let Lee build his, and then we'll go out together somewhere and fly them together and videotape it, and shenanigans will be had.
Let them in two.
Yeah.
Put some streamers on them.
Yeah.
I see. All right. I'll just cry in my beer up here in Wisconsin.
Okay. You've got friends up there. You're fine. You've been doing all this boating and stuff without us. Don't you be like making it sound like you're all standing lonely.
Oh, there's no boating now. The lake is ice.
It's ice fishing now.
Yeah, it's a winter wonderland up here.
You could airboat.
I did fly off the snow last week, and boy, was that fun.
Ooh. See, I've never done that.
Oh, yeah. You gotta.
is a displaced Yankee they have. I never
Remember
had a chance-
Equator.
Yeah,
You forget that part, right?
You guys had plenty of snow a few years ago,
For a
I had fun. I
day.
lived in New England.
and broken pipes. And
Yeah, I just never had a chance to do it. Yeah,
look, come on up. I'll keep the light on.
we'll keep the light on for you.
Yeah. So I got plenty of stuff that'll fly off the snow. It's basically any
Yeah.
flying boat. So the Catalina I talked about, knocking on wood and praying to all the model airplane gods, I think I have excised its demons. I flew it since I've made the changes, flew it off snow. The ESCs seem to work, and I toned down the differential thrust so it's not as nutty as it used to be. And it,
And the servo kept servoing.
That was me.
Oh, it was you? Okay, I knew one of you guys had that.
so flying off the snow, it did fine. And so we'll try it again off the water in about 5 months.
Catalina. Yeah. Did you see? I had Joshua Orchard on my channel.
Yeah.
And he had a Catalina. I don't know which one he had, but he made the floats retractable on it, on the wingtip
Oh,
floats.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he had to go through a couple different revisions of how it worked, but that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that is cool.
Went through all that effort.
Speaking of our buddy Joshua, he sent me a link the other day to a speed control, and he said he was going to send it to you as well.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, so what's interesting about it, I think this is a 60 amp unit. We've talked on here before when you got all glassy-eyed about your Astroflight motors.
He's shaking you off. I don't know what it's about, but Fitz doesn't want you to keep talking.
The one he sent me was 120 amp.
Oh, was it 120? Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, that's not the important part. The important part is it's sold as a brushless motor, but you can program it to run brushed. So we were lamenting the lack of available high amp brushed speed controls, high amp, high voltage for whatever applications we might want to use some of our older big Astroflight stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So this could be the fix for that.
Yeah. He said he just got one in, so I said, give us the data dump when you run it a little bit, see what you think.
Right.
Because I think he had to reprogram it a little bit or something. He mentioned that. I don't know. Well, yeah, just whatever you thought about it.
I scanned the page of the link he sent, and I didn't see that as like a highlighted bullet because who the heck wants to run a brush motor? But yeah, I remember I had an old Castle Creations Surface speed control that would run brushed or brushless. It was just a menu option. What do you want to run? And I think some of the Tamiya ones might have been like that too.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. The Tamiyas have a dual mode. So this was a high amp, high voltage one that he was talking about. So we're curious how easy it is to program and what kind of state it comes in and what his thoughts are on it. And so, but I'm very interested, specifically, like you said, retro.
Is he planning to run it brushed?
Yeah. He said he got one in. I think, that's a good question. I don't know if he's going to run brushed or not. I have to double check.
All right.
But I do know he said he's getting one in to tinker with. Maybe we can convince him to try a brushed mode.
There you go.
And see what he thinks.
All right. Joshua, if you're listening, tell us what you plan to do with that big old speed control.
You got your assignment.
Yeah. Should you choose to accept it. All right. So does this mean we're not talking about the other new thing yet? All right. Lee says no.
We probably should wrap it up.
All right. So we'll have more new things to talk about on our next show, which I'm assuming will be next year.
Oh, yeah. Next year. See you next year.
Next year.
Yeah. We'll try not to take such a big gap again, but yeah, a couple weeks probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll try to catch Fitz between his international world travels.
Well, while I have you guys, but we wrap things up, just a friendly reminder, if we didn't announce this already, Fitz and I will be going to CEF this year, 2026. CEF 2026. So if you are on the fence about going, change your mind and make plans to see me and Fitz. Or Fitz.
You want to see me?
Fitz and his helper.
We're going to...
Well, you shouldn't tell them, so they won't avoid the show.
Please come out and hang with us, but it's a fun event, and we will...
Oh, do we have stickers that we can stock up on? I don't remember.
No, but we got some time.
We got time.
Okay, yeah, let's get some RC Roundtable stickers.
And we'll have some other swag by then in your hands.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
That we don't talk about yet.
We won't have the big swag. Plywood Overcast will not be coming to stuff.
Oh, yeah.
2026.
The flying swag.
Yeah, the flying swag. Just dump stickers. Well, speaking of, have you made any changes to said Plywood Overcast?
Not recently, but
Okay.
I did at first that I haven't told you about. So let me finish them all, and then I'll give you the updates.
Okay.
So, but
Maybe
I
you could-
promise.
Maybe you could put some skis on that.
Oh gosh. Just sink right out.
Exactly. All you see is the top elevator.
The plywood submarine.
All right.
All right. I guess we're done then. So we'll save these new product announcements till the next episode. Just so hold your breath on that one.
There you go.
All right, Fitz, you can breathe because we need you to do our
right.
outro.
All right. Well, this concludes another fun-filled episode of the RC Roundtable, where three yahoos get together and talk about models.
Sometimes
RC
models.
stuff.
Sometimes like trains.
Things. Sometimes we act lyrically on the geopolitical state of model airplanes.
Share our
All right.
vacation photos.
Yeah. Here I am on the side of the house. Here I am in the front of the house. Front of the house, a little bit of the side of the house showing. All right, anyway, so Lee gets that reference. So anyways, as usual, send hate mail to Terry at contact@rcroundtable.com. We like to hear from you guys. We read a lot of stuff, and we frequently get some good stuff from you guys. So please keep them coming. Ha ha. Love to hear that we're not alone in this world. Social media stuff. What do we got? YouTube at RC Roundtable. So you're listening to this on a podcast. We have a YouTube channel. Go take a look at us ugly mugs where we do show and tell at RC Roundtable and vice versa. Facebook.com, RC Roundtable. We're always posting memes of the week. And of course, the usual podcast outlets. You can listen to us if you want to. You see we have a face for radio. So, and of course, always like and subscribe to everything. Give us all the algorithms. All right. Any last statements before we blow this taco stand?
We're recording this December 23rd. So
All right.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Hanukkah,
Christmas.
whatever you celebrate.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy birthday.
Happy yeah.
Festivus is today.
Festivus.
There you go.
Today is Festivus.
Festivus. Cosmos or whatever.
So we'll
Air your grievances.
Yeah.
close the show and have feats of strength.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks to everybody for staying with us through 2025. We'll be back in 2026. We promise, one way or another.
We shall return. We'll be
shall
back.
return.
Yes. Use these holidays to full effect. Build something, put something together, fly something. Don't let it go to waste.
Yep. All right,
right.
that was it.
On that note, hasta la
See ya.
pasta.
Please visit our website at rcroundtable.com. That's where you will find all of our podcast episodes. You can also find a little bit of background information about the show host and leave comments and suggestions about the show. There are links to a few of our favorite vendors and also links to our various social media accounts. Thank you for watching and listening.